Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Dorky again, cause I have the same outro as every single other video, so I don't care. Anyways, what's up guys? We're doing a new session thing, series, whatever you wanna call it. I tried it once before and didn't work out too well. So we're here again, trying it again. If you don't know what it's called No Sleep series. I don't know what exactly. It's called No Sleep. It's where you go to Reddit and you read a bunch of horror stories that may or may not be true. No clue yet, but it's a bunch of stories that happen. I've seen Mini Lad do it, and this is the thing I was talking about where he reads the horror stories. It's really cool, very scary, and fun. So let's get into it. Alright, the first one I saw that caught my eye. Well, this wasn't the first one I saw, but the first one that caught my eye really is I killed my sister, but she won't stay dead. I like zombies. If it has anything to do with zombies, I'm gonna like it, or at least I think I will. Anyways, I don't get too scared, but some of this stuff is crazy. I've seen Minilad read some of them, and they actually get you pretty good. I don't know for sure if these ones are bad. This one's not that lengthy too, so it's actually pretty good. All right, let's start though. My sister and I never get along too well growing up. Bro, this thing moved, and I thought it was a knock, and it scared me. Anyways, my sister and I never got along too well growing up. She had the most grating voice imaginable. She used it solely, whatever, to annoy me. Only to annoy me. That's what I meant to say, but I said it the wrong way with the different words. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, like nails on a chalkboard, she scratched her way into my brain. Have you ever been to Bora yet? Oh, I don't suppose you have. You know, with your job and everything, you just have to go. Me and the hubby went last week, but I'm sure it'd be fun. It'd be just as fun by yourself, or you could go with find yourself a man to take you if you ever went out and got some sun. She just goes on, and that goes on and on with how she would. I need myself a new light because this flashlight is not gonna work. Anyways, how she would know what it's like to live my life. She's got all the best part of our parents, our mother's beautiful complexion, our father's piercing blue eyes. Me, I was born to live a life of whatever. Dude, I cannot say some of these words, bro. Mediocrity city, with a body to match it. My metabolism switched off at 16, so I've put on a few pounds since then. My muddy brown eyes and frizzy hair didn't do a lot to supplement me. My whatever, personality. She had it all. How did she have the right to critique me? Bro, why can't I say half of these words right? What is going on with me? I feel like I lost brain cells. Duh. Oh man, you need to stop freaking hitting like this. Ah, it fell too. Stupid ratchet flashlight that I have to. Man. Oh well. It is what it is. All of this was fine until her divorce. She needed a place to stay, so she basically invited herself to live with me through the whole process. If you think her divorce did anything to quell her incessant nagging and criticism, you'd be dead wrong. I think the stress actually made her worse. Every single day I was a prisoner in my own home. Every time I left my room was a chance for her to sink her fangs into me and talk my ear off about some insane BS. This went on for weeks and weeks through her messy divorce. One particular night, she had a few too many glasses of wine, and she started one of her epic multi-hour rants. I wasn't just going to sit there anymore and be her therapist, so I stood up and walked off into my bedroom. But then she followed me. How dare you just walk off when I'm talking to you? Is that any way to treat your own sister? What would mom say? I couldn't take it anymore. So I killed her. Bruh, what? I got out of bed, grabbed a lamp, and beat her to death. Okay, dude, you need to calm down. Your sister don't need a therapist. You need a therapist. You crazy, chick. You crazy. I get what you mean, but like, come on. Don't kill your sister. You crazy or what? Okay. It was the first time in many, many years I had felt that good. I ironically straddled over her unrecognizable corpse. I decided I would turn my life around, so I washed my hands of the gore, threw the body out under the porch, and went to bed. The next day after work, I went to gym and ran my butt off. I felt so light and free knowing I would head home without the nagging bitch there to ruin my night. Except when I got home, she was there, in the same outfit, on my couch, sipping her fancy wine. Oh, thank God, you're back. You won't believe what my ex-husband said today at court. She said, giving me the once over. Oh God, what happened to you? You look terrible. I couldn't understand what was happening, but I'd already decided I was going to put an end. I wasn't going to put up with this anymore, so I killed her again. This time with a kitchen knife. I leapt over the couch, blade in hand, and made her insides her outsides. I cleaned the knife before taking her body out to the porch, but when I got there, I couldn't believe my eyes. Her body was still laying there on the dirt. I didn't know what to think. I just tossed her flesh body on top of the old one and went back inside. So it was like, what? That makes no sense. Bro, that makes no sense. Okay, so she killed her and then she came back to life, but what? Alright, let's continue. Every day I came home, it was the same little things changed. It was the same thing. Little things changed where she was sitting or how I killed her. But every single day after the gym, I'd come home and she was still there. By the end of the month, I had a pile of corpses under the porch so high it was spilling out into the yard. Meanwhile, no matter what I did at the gym, I never got any healthier. I couldn't drop the weight, no matter how long and how hard I ran. I didn't drop a single pound, but none of them mattered. None of that mattered to me. When I met Nick, I met Nick at the gym one evening on my way out, and we hit it off. We went downtown. He had some drinks and he said he'd call me soon so we could hang out. I was completely smitten with him. It had been so long since a guy had ever so much as talked to me, but Nick never called. I waited and it became increasingly clear that he had stood me up. I skipped work and waited outside the gym all day for him to show up. Finally, around 7 p.m., he came out, tired and sweaty from his usual routine. I jumped out of the car and ran over to him. He noticed me and I waved, but he seemed to ignore me and walked over to his car. I wasn't going to just stop there. He had to give me an answer for all those missed calls and the hours I have waited on him. I caught up with him, but he didn't even look me in the eye. Geez, can't you take a hint? I'm just not that into you. I'm sorry, he said, but I didn't let him finish. I jammed my nail into his eye. You were crazy. He barely had time to scream, and then I bashed his brains out onto the pavement. God, that felt good. Okay, she's a wild girl. She wild, bro. Okay, all right. I got back into my car and headed home. Guess I won't be back at the gym anytime soon. When I walked into my door, When I walked in the door, my sister was waiting for me. Ha 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 ha! How could you think he'd be that into you? How could you think anyone would be into someone like you? She crackled. I ran bloodlusted at her, but tonight she fought back. It didn't matter for her though. For once, I was thankful for my heavier build and weight. Once she lay lifeless, I didn't even bother to throw her body out. It wouldn't have fit under the porch anyways. I crawled into bed and was nearly asleep when there was a knock on the door. Open up, San Francisco Police Department. We have some questions for you about the disappearance of your sister, Mrs. Sinclair. I crawled out of bed and made my way over to the door. I stepped over her body and the blood pooling on the floor. I'm not worried. I don't have anything to hide. As soon as I opened the door, they were on me. I was handcuffed and arrested on spot. Apparently someone had seen the vicious display outside the gym and they had found my sister's body underneath my porch, now many weeks old and rotten beyond recognition. I didn't even care at this point. I admitted to all of it, and they sentenced me to life without parole. At least I'll never have to see my sister's snobby face again, I thought. Hey, she was in there with you. I was placed in solitary since I was dim too dangerous and unstable for Gin Pop. But when I walked into my cell, there she sat against the padded walls, fine, firmly with a familiar wine glass still in hand. She laughed and laughed as I beat her with my fist. I beat her till my hands turned black and blue, but she never stopped laughing. I was stuck here with her forever. Bro, that's wild. First of all, you shouldn't have killed your sister in the first place. Second of all, you're getting haunted by it. And third of all, you killed another person, bro? You crazy. You crazy. Let's get into this one. Sorry about that. I was texting and Snapchatting people who Snapchatted me, so I wouldn't be like I'm ignoring them. I have a social life. Don't blame me. Anyways, living dolls. She was like a living doll. Her name was Stephanie. She sat upon my bed, features just as breathtaking and youthful as when I first met her. Her regal gray gaze, dude, bro, I can't say right words wrong. Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm saying, bro. That didn't even make sense. What made sense? Okay. Bright blue eyes that stared into your soul. The shiny, bouncy golden wriglets that framed her face, the curve on her chin, her untuned nose, the little pout she got when things didn't go her way. The crease in between her eyebrows, her dimples. I go on for days describing every minute detail of her face. I was utterly hopelessly in love. When I first met her, we first met a few years ago at the library. I was browsing for some stupid fantasy novel I can't remember the name of. When I looked around for some help finding it, I spotted her. She was sitting in the children's section, reading to a young boy who had been left in the library by his mother. She smiled at him. I was smitten. I was too shy to say hello, though. So it took a few more chance encounters before I worked up the courage to say hello. I remember being struck by the lack of emotion in her eyes when I first spoke to her. They were beautiful, shiny, but they betrayed no feelings. I swore then and there that I'd get her to come out from those walls she built between us. Bro, that's a hard thing to do. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. I would know, trust me, I know. Not that I've done it, but more like never mind, I won't talk about it. I found out she's been through a lot of trauma in her 16 years on Earth. Her parents were lovely, generous people, but they also gave her a little too much freedom. People used this freedom to exploit her. Her ex-boyfriend Jonathan spread nude pictures of her at school. Damn, that's messed up, bro. She was heavily bullied for a long time. I may have anger issues, but I'd never do something like that. It enrages me just to think of it. How dare they ruin her sanity like that? Sanity like that. Yeah. And how dare people bully her? I think they were just jealous of her perfection. I got another text. I attribute the period of her life to the reason why sometimes her eyes are so emotionless, and also to why she spends her time helping others. Trauma changes you in one or two ways. You get better, or you get bitter, or you get better, or you get both, and you just don't get about it. After I had met her for a few times, I finally got her to come over to my house. It's here where I really struck by her resemblance to these old porcelain dolls. Smooth, flawless ivory skin, long lashes. I was worried that we'd have problems because I'm a few years older than she is. But right now, when she's sitting on my bed and there's no secrets between us, I laugh at how shy I was sitting across from her. And her bright red jacket, little red riding hood, is heaven on earth. By the way, it's never too young. I'm just kidding, it is. But some of my friends say it's not. They were dated like 20 years old when they were like 16, and it's disgusting. They were like 26. It's all good, like 10, maybe 15 at the most years older than them, and they would still date people like that. And I was like, that's just wrong. You're young, bro. Stop it. Not cool. It's weird. But oh well. When I close my eyes, her smell and my memory of how she looked fades into colors like an impressionant painting. Warm ivory, bright blue and corn, gold, crimson, red, blotches of dusky purple that fades into blue, the shade of twilight. I'm waiting for this to get messed up, because usually these get really bad, and this one's not that bad so far. She allows me to reach over to her and gently inspect her hands, turn her head slightly to a fro. She really is a living doll. There's only one thing that is bothering me. Here it comes. This is the bad part. I tried to get her to show some emotion in her eyes, to express how she feels, but like always, she just looks at me with those big, unblinking eyes. She isn't really moving at all now, and I feel like it's to me. It's to let me get a look at her, but I just wish it would show some feeling. After all, I didn't hit her that hard, did I? Oh, that's the messed up part. What? He killed her. Oh, that's what happened. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about a show that I watched, an anime called Angels of Death, I think, or something like that. It's a new one. It has Zack and Ray in it, and those are the two main characters. Zack's like he has a scythe and all that, and then Ray's just a little girl. And what happens is she gets like really messed up in the head, and she has like dead eyes. Pretty much it's like she's dead, but she's still moving around, and her eyes just don't show any emotion. So I was thinking of something like that. But no, once you read the ending, it makes sense. So pretty much, he got the courage and he killed her, or he knocked her out or something, and took her. He just took her home, like a doll, like a living doll. And I guess he killed her on accident, or something. I don't know. That's wild, bro. These do get messed up at the end. They were really messed up sometimes, but it's all good. That's why we're here, huh? Let's ruin our life. The hide and seek game. Alright, we're gonna do this last one because this last one sounds cool. It's called the hide and seek game, and I think it's, hold on, let me answer this real quick. My bad, I'm just texting real quick so I can get more text while I'm reading, so it can mess me up. Okay? No, I'm just kidding, but seriously, I gotta text people back because I have some sort of social life. Anyways, the hide and seek game. This one sounds interesting. I don't know much about it. I don't know anything about it except for it's called hide and seek game. But let's get into it. Start reading. Don't judge me. It was about 11 p.m. when I was getting ready to go to bed like usual. It takes me a while, seeing my mind never once. You know, I didn't even try to play hide and go seek with you. I didn't even do anything yet. Why are you messing up? You stay there. By the way, I saw one called My First Paranormal Activity Experience, whatever, and I want to know if you guys had one, how it was, or what happened, not how it was, and how scared you got and what you did about it. Like, something fell, like you were just standing there, and something that was like, oh, say this was on a table, and it wasn't even on the edge, it was like in the center of it, and it just flies off randomly by itself. I want to know what you guys do in that situation. I personally, when that happens, I'm usually in a chill mood, and if you break my chill mood, I get mad. I don't care what you are, who you are, anything about you, I will get mad at you. And so it happened to me like a couple days ago. It was a water bottle, I think. It was sitting in the middle of a table, flew off, and I turned around because I was jamming out to my music. I turned around and it messed up my flow, and I messed up my lyric that I was singing to it of the song. And I turned around, there's nothing there, so I'm like sounding crazy. It's like only thing that could be there is the ghost. And I started cussing at this thing, and I was mad, dude. I was yelling at this. I was like, "You son of a gun! You do that again, I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna beat you up, and you're gonna go missing." It tortured that thing. I hurt it emotionally. And I was mean, bro. I get mad, and when I get mad at stuff like that breaks my flow, I can't help it. I don't even care who you are, what you are. You're gonna get hurt. Don't mess with me, bro. Like, even if you a ghost, I'm gonna talk crap to you. I don't care. No, but it was funny. Nothing happened after that. Obviously, I don't know. I think it was just coincidence. But I just like ended up yelling at. I ended up yelling at a bottle pretty much, which is crazy. I rant too much, so let's get on to the reading. I don't know what I'm saying. Alright, it was about 11 p.m. when I was getting ready to go to bed like usual. It takes me a while, seeing my mind never wants to turn off and stop all its thinking to get some rest. I already read this, but I'm gonna read it again. Oh well. Eventually I fall into a deep sleep and had this dream, or so I hope it was. Even though it felt so real. I can still smell the decaying, rotting building around me. I woke up in some kind of hospital, very old and abandoned. I never noticed some other girls were there as well. I noticed some other girls were there as well. I can't talk right, or can't read right, but I couldn't seem to talk to them. They felt far away, but were right beside me. My voice just echoed away when I spoke. It didn't belong to me anymore. It wasn't mine to use. I followed them as they walked into the room. They seemed to be a children's play place, with dusty toys scattered all around the floor. The creaking planks to walk over, hoping I don't fall through. Sorry, my bad. Hoping I wouldn't fall through it. I tried to be as gentle as possible. What the heck, dude? I can't talk right! I can't read! Don't judge! As possible. As if a tiptoeing would stop the ground from collapsing under me. Multiple cobwebs in all the corners. I kept wondering as to why they would build a hospital with this dark, dead-looking wood. It makes me wonder how old this place actually was. The girls scattered, one running left, the other right. Two darted under the table right beside me, pulling a cover over as though they were shooting themselves from death. I began to have this feeling cover over me that maybe it was death we were supposed to be hiding from. I ran into the door to my left, hoping to find a room with someone or somewhere more convenient to hide, but just a closet full of more toys. I made so much noise getting in, but I thought that if I was looking for someone, I'd look under a table first. So I waited and closed my eyes, hoping not to be found, hearing only my heartbeat pounding over and over, rushing blood through my entire body. I felt numb, just stuck in one position. I found my hiding spot. And now I cannot move. I've chosen, and I have to deal with the consequences. What is it? Oh, it's my extra charger. I have 3 now.
Get all this together and you put it in that little.
I don't even have the folder anymore. Can you close my door all the way? All the way? Technical difficulty. Thank you. I'll put it in there in a second. Can you close my door all the way?
Inside your closet, please.
I will. I'll get it. Alright, wherever we were, let's go. Where did I? Okay, I was down here, I think. I heard silence for a moment, and then footsteps creeping over to me. I immediately regretted my hiding spot. The door slowly opened, and I was surprised at what I had seen. Just a regular girl looking down at me, with hair at me. Her hair was a gingery tone, bringing color to all the darkness, and her eyes were big and green. They filled with such sadness than relief. I get to go home now? I found you and not your burden to bear. What? I ask as my voice cracks and then gulp with fear. Don't let her find you first. If you see her, Run. You must find another girl to pass it on to. This is a game of cat and mouse, and she's always the cat. Once you find someone else, you will be free, back to normal, and forget all the years you've been here. Years? Ooh, that's crazy. Shh, she might hear you. Oops, I went too far. Oops, I went too high up. He looked around cautiously, hoping not to see whatever the thing is. Yes, years. Who knows how many years I've been searching for what feels like a lifetime. For anyone at all. And I found you. I don't want to play this game anymore. Listen, you must do as I say, or you will not survive. If you are found before you find someone else, you will die, and your soul will be taken by her forever. Trapped. It's you, or it's them. You understand? You have to choose. Give your soul up for another girl to be free, or to free yourself. Like I said, your burden to bear, and I will be living with my choice for the rest of my life. But at least I'll have one. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. Wait, please. I feel my stomach drop. She walked in a circle around me, whispering some kind of chant, speaking in tongues, and then just vanished as if she's never existed. I slowly walked out of the rusty doorway into the cold hall, seeing nothing but a pitch darkness as it sketched over my entire being, devouring my whole. Bro, when I read something wrong, I didn't mean to say that, but that was hilarious. Devouring me whole. I felt so sad. Dude, anything scary about this is just gone out the window. That was hilarious. I felt so sad, as if I were to pick myself up over to someone that deserves life just as much. I walked endlessly, trying to decide what to do, as if there should be a decision at all, as if I should be so selfish to do such a thing, to sacrifice another human being. And yet I still walked and walked and walked. I turned around one of the corners, seeing a certain figure. At first thought it must be an animal, but as I looked closer, it was on all fours, right foot next to the right hand, left foot next to the left hand, slowly walking even though it looks all caught up with itself. Her legs and arms were so long, but she was hunched down, kind of sketched looking, and slowly creeping down the hall in front of me. The words, "Before she finds you," ran all through my body, chills down my veins, bones. Black stringy hair hid her face from myself, dressed in white but stained with dirt and old blood. I don't think she had seen me yet, or at least I prayed she didn't. Everything I thought I believed and who I thought myself to be, that kind person I thought I was, it all disappeared into someone who desperately wanted anything but to stay here with that thing forever, no matter what the cost. I was getting out. I ran back through the places I walked trying to find the room I began in, hoping to find the girls under the table. I ran. I could hardly breathe. It felt like I was in a spiral-looking maze I just couldn't seem to get out of. And then I saw the door. Bro, I need to catch my breath and catch my words because I'm messing up all my words. Anyways, I took off towards it, running in as fast as I could to look under the table. So I thought they were both, but both seemed to be asleep. I picked the closest one to me and grabbed her arm, and she woke up right away. And she was so scared, but I felt sad, but relief rushed through me. I told her what I was told, and I said I was sorry. I didn't know what to do next. She begged me to help her and not to leave her there. I walked into a circle around her 3 times. I said I picked to live, wondering if it came out of into tongues as the other girl. And then I woke up. I can still hear her voice pleading. I can still feel the dreadful air over my body as I started. Bro, I'm messing up all my words. I'm sorry. As I'm starting as I started at whenever the thing was, whatever that thing was, I feel the words running through my mind. If you pass it along, you'll be free. We'll get to go home. Was that true? I can't help but think they went by so fast in there. What if it really was? What if it really was really real? What if I was there a lifetime looking for someone to hand this to? And if I decided not to play, would I still be there? Was this really just a dream? To whoever reads this, if you see her, run. Bruh. That's wild. That's wild. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read some of the comments. If you ever get a hold of this burden once more, reach out to us. We'd gladly take it from you. Our gods would gladly take this entirety or the offering. Consider this a blessing. Cult of the Obsidian. What? I don't understand what that has to do with this. But anyways, that's crazy. Like, that seemed like a dream sequence or like something like that, which is wild, because imagine how many dreams you forget. And this is something I heard before, but imagine how many dreams you forget every single night. Okay, you forget a dream every single night. Even if you remember a dream one night, you forget all the rest that happened before that one dream. So like, it's crazy to think about this, but imagine that being kind of true. Like, you wake up in your dream not knowing, like, just not remembering sometimes that this happened, and sometimes you might remember it through thinking it's a dream. But imagine that, just like not remembering it, so you don't care. But imagine happening, just waking up in this dark area, not knowing what's going on, and then seeing a horrific looking dismembered figure just haunting you, coming after you, and you have to pick someone else so you don't die, and then waking up the next morning either remembering it or not remembering it at all. Just imagine that, all the crazy things that could happen in your dream and just not remembering it. Crazy. And people forget things so easily. It's like not hard. Like, all this stuff could actually be even true, and you just you forget it and you just never know. It's crazy. I don't know, bro. It's wild. Anyways, boys and girls, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show me some love by leaving a like down below, sharing this with your friends. Let's try to get the community to grow, and I'll catch you dudes in the next episode. I'm gonna be doing some more horror videos. I think tomorrow I'm gonna post a horror video, an extra one or whatever, and then it's gonna go to Reddit 50/50 on the next day, and then switch off again. I don't know, but I'm gonna be recording the crap out of that horror video because the horror game, it's good. Anyways, I'll catch you later.